Today we'll start analysis of fixed beam by moment area method. Already we have discussed that how to solve the prop to cantilever by consistent deformation method. But today we'll discuss how to solve the fixed beam by moment area method. You know what is fixed beam? A fixed beam is a beam whose end supports are such that the end slopes remain zero. Such a beam is also called built-in or encased beam. So you know this end is your fixed and this end is your fixed or built-in. So this type of beam is called the fixed beam or built-in beam or encased beam. And this beam, the fixed beam is a statically indeterminate structure or statically indeterminate beam. Then what is the degree of static indeterminacy of this beam? What is the degree of static indeterminacy? Because the total reaction component is your 3 this side and this side 3, 6. And the available equation, static equilibrium equation is your 3. So the degree of static indeterminacy is your R minus 3. So this is your equal to 3. 6 minus 3 is your equal to 3. So this is statically indeterminate beam and the degree of static indeterminacy is equal to 3. Similarly, the fixed beam is a kinematically determinate beam. Why this is kinematically determinate beam? Because here you see the vertical direction here and horizontal direction and here the moment. So due to these three forces, three reaction, there is no displacement takes place against the force direction. That's why. So here the vertical deflection is your 0, horizontal is your 0, and the rotational displacement is your equal to 0. So that's why there is no movement takes place at joint A, and there is no movement is your takes place at joint B. So the degree of kinematic indeterminacy is your equal to 0. So the degree of freedom is your equal to 0. Look at this figure to figure. This is your simply supported beam and this is fixed beam. So here you see at the simply supported beam, so there is at the end there is end slopes theta A and theta B, because this is the elastic curve. This is the original axis of the beam and this is the elastic curve. So when you will draw a tangent here to the elastic curve, so here what is the angle between the original axis and the tangent? So this is the slope or rotation. So at the simply supported beam, so there is a slope at end A and slope at end B. But in the case of fixed beam, so this is the elastic curve. This is the elastic curve. So when you will draw a tangent here, when you will draw a tangent to the elastic curve, so the tangent will pass through the original axis of the beam. Original axis of the beam. So therefore, the slope at A is your equal to 0 and the slope at B is your equal to 0. And in the case of fixed beam, so this is the fixed end moments. This is the fixed end moments. Here you see, if the end slopes be prevented, so this is prevented because the slope here 0 and the slope here is also 0. So this is prevented. How this is prevented? So by putting the fixed end moment MA and this side putting the fixed end moment MB. If the end slopes be prevented, it is necessary to apply end couples of certain definite magnitude in appropriate order. When the end of the beams are built in, such end moments are automatically developed. Such end moments are automatically developed. And such moments are called the fixed end moments. So this moment is called the fixed end moments. What is the procedure to solve the fixed beam? That is analysis of fixed beam, and what are the different steps how to analyze the fixed beam by moment area method. Let MA and MB be the fixed end moments. This is your fixed end moment, both ends. This is your fixed end moment at A and B, M and MB. The beam may be analyzed in the following steps. So what you have to do? So you have to find out that MA and MB. This is the unknown moments. This is the unknown moments. So this you have to find out using the moment area method. These two moments is your unknown, And these two moments you have to find out using the moment area method. So how you will solve this question? How you will solve the fixed beam? So the first step, that is first consider the beam as simply supported condition and draw the free bending moment diagram due to external loading. So you know what is the external loading you are present on the fixed beam. These are the external load. Here you see these are the external load, W1, W2. So these are the external loads. So by considering the external loading, you have to take the simply supported condition. The beam you have to first take a simply supported condition, and by considering the simply supported condition and external loading, you have to draw the free bending moment diagram or simply supported bending moment diagram. You know how to draw the free bending moment diagram and simply supported bending moment diagram, that you know in strength of material, because if the simply supported beam with the point load W acting at the midpoint of the beam, so what is the bending moment diagram? This is your triangle, and what is the maximum bending moment? The maximum bending moment at the midpoint is equal to WL by 4. Similarly, if the simply supported beam and having uniform distributed load, W per unit run throughout the span. So what is the bending moment diagram? You know the bending moment diagram is your parabolic, and what is the maximum bending moment diagram? Maximum bending moment value at the midpoint. So this is your W L square by 8. You know that is in strength of material. So you have to remember, you have to apply here in the case of fixed beam. So first you have to make the beam simply supported condition. Then you have to draw the free bending moment diagram, or this is also called the simply supported bending moment diagram. This is due to external loading. Then the second step, that is so what is the bending moment you don't know. You have to find out this bending moment, M and MB. So you have to take the end moments. You have to take the end moments M and MB alone, then draw the fixed bending moment diagram. So you don't know what is the value of M and MB, but by considering this M and MB, so you have to draw the fixed bending moment diagram. You have to draw the fixed bending moment diagram. Then after plotting the free bending moment diagram, then fixed bending moment diagram, then what you have to do? Then you have to find out, because you don't know what is the moment at the end A and B, MA and MB. So that two moment you have to find out using the moment area method. Then determine the fixed and moments at A and B, that is MA and MB, using the moment area method. So you know what is the moment area method? The total area of the free and fixed bending moment diagram is equal to 0. So what is the area of the free BMD and what is the area of the fixed BMD? So both area is equal to 0. This is one equation, moment area method. Then another moment area method equation, the total moment of area of free and fixed BMD is 0. Total moment of area of free BMD and fixed BMD is 0 from any one support, because this is the area A1 of free BMD and this is the CG, centroidal distance of area A1 from one support. Similarly, A2 is the area of the fixed BMD and X2 bar is the centroidal distance of the fixed BMD from the same support. So if you are taking from the support A, so you have to take both the CG from support A, X1 bar, X2 bar. If you are taking from the support B, then you have to take both the centroidal distance from the support B, X1 bar and X2 bar. So this is the two equation, moment area theorem. So using these two theorem, you can find out what is the fixed end moments at the end A and B. So after getting the fixed end moment at A and B, M and MB, then you can plot what is the final bending moment diagram. You know, already you know what is the free bending moment diagram or simply supported bending moment diagram due to external loading. Then after getting the fixed end moments using the moment area theorem, then you know the values. After getting this value M and MB, then you can plot what is the final bending moment diagram by combining the free bending moment diagram and fixed bending moment diagram. Then after plotting this final bending moment diagram, then you have to find out shear force. You have to find out the reaction. Then you have to plot the shear force diagram. Then by taking both external loads and fixed end moments, determine the reactions for the fixed beam. Then you have to consider both external load and fixed end moments. Both external load and fixed end moments, because you know here the fixed end moments and also know the loads. So by considering these fixed end moments and the loads, so you have to find out what is the reaction. Then after getting the reaction, then you have to find out what is the shear force value at different position of the beam. Then after getting the shear force value, then you can plot the shear force diagram. After getting the shear force value, then determine the shear force value and draw the shear force diagram. Then you have to know where is the point of contraflexure. You know what is the point of contraflexure? So point of contraflexure is the point where the bending moment changes sign. Bending moment changes sign, that is the bending moment is equal to 0. So this is the point of contraflexure, you know. So this point of contraflexure also you can find out in the combined bending moment diagram or final bending moment diagram. So these are the process that you have to follow. So how to solve the fixed beam by moment area method. Here you see, so when you will solve the fixed beam, so you have to take the free bending moment A1 is your positive and fixed bending moment A2 is your negative. Always this is the fixed bending moment is your negative. So after putting this negative, because A2 is your negative, the fixed bending moment diagram area, that is you have to take negative. So then A1 minus A2 is equal to 0. So here A1 is equal to A2. Area of free BMD you have to equal to area of fixed BMD. You have to assume the fixed bending moment is equal to negative. The sign convention of fixed BMD, that is negative, and the sign convention of free BMD you have to take positive. Then after taking this negative, the area of free BMD is equal to area of fixed BMD. Then the moment of area of free BMD is equal to moment of area of fixed BMD. When you are considering A2 is your negative, so then the equation becomes the moment area theorem equation becomes A1 is equal to A2 and A1 x1 bar is equal to x2 bar. And coming to one example, analyze the fixed beam subjected to a point load at the midpoint of the beam as shown in figure. So this is the fixed beam having one point load W at the midpoint of the beam, and the span of the beam is L. Span of the beam is L. So this is the end moments M and MB. This is the end moment M and MB. So first you have to find out this moment using the moment area theorem. Then after getting these end moments, then you can plot the final bending moment diagram. Then after plotting the final bending moment diagram, then by considering both load and moment, both load and moments, you have to find out what is the reactions. Then after getting the reactions, then you have to find out what is the shear force at different position. Then you can plot the shear force diagram. These are the process. Here you see, first we will go for the bending moment. First we will find out the bending moment M and MB. So figure 3 shows a fixed beam AB of span L carrying a point load W at midpoint. You see here, this beam is your symmetrical beam because the load is you are having at the midpoint of the beam. So this is symmetrical. So if the load is symmetrical, so the bending moment at the end A and bending moment at the end B is equal to M. Both moments are equal to M. So that is MA is equal to MB is equal to M. Both moments are equal to M. First, consider the beam as simply supported condition. Already I have explained. You have to draw the free bending moment diagram due to external loading. Here you look at this figure. This is the simply supported condition. This is fixed beam with the central loading, and this is the simply supported condition. In simply supported condition, you have to take only, you have to remove this fixed end. You take the simply supported end, and what is the load you are given in the beam? The load you are given W. So by considering this load, so first you draw the free bending moment diagram. This is the free bending moment diagram. This is fixed beam. This is the beam with simply supported condition, and this is the free bending moment diagram, or this is also called the simply supported bending moment diagram. So you know what is the reaction simply supported condition. If this is the load W, so the reaction is your W by 2, W by 2. So what is the moment here? The moment here is your 0. And what is the moment at C? W by 2 into L by 2. So this is your equal to WL by 4. You know, in simply supported condition, that is the free bending moment or simply supported bending moment. That is in strength of material. So here the bending moment is your WL by 4, and the free bending moment diagram is your triangle. This is positive. You have to take this is your positive. Free BMT is your positive. Then what you have to do? Then you have to take the fixed condition. Only you have to consider the fixed and moments. Only you have to take the fixed and moment M and MB, but you don't know this M and MB. This you have to find out. You have to take M and MB, and due to this M and MB, you draw the fixed bending moment diagram. So this is your fixed bending moment diagram, because here MA and MB both are equal, is your equal to M. MA is your equal to MB, is your equal to M. That's why the diagram is your rectangle. Here the fixed bending moment diagram is rectangle, and you have to assume the fixed BMT, that is the moment, the bending moment due to the fixed and moments is your negative. This is your negative, this is positive. And the area of the free BMT you have to take A1, and area of the fixed BMT you have to take A2. And the centroidal distance from this side x1 bar, and the centroidal distance of this fixed BMT from support A, this is x2 bar. So the first equation is your A1 is your equal to A2. Then the second equation is your A1 and x1 bar is your equal to A2 and x2 bar. So using this moment area theorem, you can find out what is the fixed and moments M and MB. You know that I already explained in some simply supported condition, the maximum moment at the midpoint C of the beam is equal to WL by 4. Then due to end effect of end couples M and MB alone at the end of the beam, as shown in figure 4D. This one 4D, and this is 4E. This is and 4D is your fixed BMT. Then draw the fixed bending moment diagram as shown in figure 4E. This one. Assume free BMT is positive and fixed BMT is negative. This is positive and this is negative. Total area of the free BMT is your 0, A1 plus A2. Total moment of area of free BMT and fixed BMT is your 0. A1 x1 bar plus A2 x2 bar is equal to 0. As A2 is negative, equal to free BMT and fixed BMT, that is A1 is equal to A2. So just you have to equate A1 is equal to A2. So what is the area of A1? What is the area of this triangle? Half into base into height. Half into L into WL by 4. Half into L into WL by 4. Then what is the area of this rectangle? This is the moment M ordinate, and this is the length L. So M into L. So the area of this rectangle is equal to M into L. Then after simplifying this one, M is equal to WL by 8. So this is equal to MA is equal to MB. So the moment at the end A and moment at the end B is equal to WL by 8. So this is the fixed end moments. The fixed end moments are the both ends A and B is equal to MA is equal to MB is equal to minus WL by 8, because already we are assuming before solving the problem negative. That's why you have to take the fixed end moments at the both ends A and B is equal to minus WL by 8. Then after getting this fixed end moment, then you have to plot the final bending moment diagram, because you know the free bending moment diagram and the ordinate is your WL by 4. And you know this is the fixed bending moment diagram, and the MA you got here WL by 8. MA you got WL by 8, MB is also WL by 8. So this is WL by 8 and this is your WL by 4. So just you draw these two figure, overlap these two, free BMT and fixed BMT, then you will get the final bending moment diagram. So this is your free BMT, this is free BMT. So this total height is your WL by 4, and this is fixed BMT. and the total height of this fixed PMT is equal to WL by 8. Then this portion is cancel each other due to positive and negative, because this is free PMT is positive, and you are assuming the fixed PMT is negative, and you got also the negative value. This is the negative minus WL by 8. So here this portion is cancel each other. So this is the final bending moment diagram or combined bending moment diagram of the fixed beam. And this ordinate, the maximum negative moment is minus WL by 8. And what is the maximum positive moment? Because you know the total ordinate is WL by 4, and you know this portion is minus WL by 8. So from this total WL by 4 minus WL by 8, so you get what is the maximum positive moment at the midpoint C. So the maximum positive moment, the bending moment at the midspan is equal to WL by 4 minus WL by 8. So this is equal to WL by 8. So this portion, the maximum positive moment at the midpoint is equal to WL by 8, and the maximum negative moment, that is MA and MB, at both ends is also equal to WL by 8. So this is the final bending moment diagram. And these 2 points is the point of contraflexure. These 2 points. So what is the definition of point of contraflexure? So the point of contraflexure is that point where the bending moment changes sign. That is negative to positive, positive to negative, or the bending moment is equal to 0. At the point of contraflexure, the bending moment is equal to 0 or change its sign. Then what you have to do? Then you have to find out the reaction by considering the load and the moments. Then by taking both external loads and fixed moments at the ends, determine the reactions for the fixed beam. You have to consider what is the moment. Already you got MA is equal to WL by 8, MB is also WL by 8, and what is the load is given in the beam. So by considering the load and moments, you have to find out what is the final reaction at both ends, A and B, VA and VB. Because as the loading is symmetrical, because this is the load is present at the midpoint, and here also the moment is also same moment. So what is the reaction? VA, VB is equal to same W by 2. VA and VB is equal to W by 2. What is the load is present? This load divided by 2. VA is equal to W by 2. And VB is also W by 2. And these 2 moments are cancel when you are considering the moment, when you are taking the moment about this end. So VB into L, this is anti-clockwise moment, and this is anti-clockwise. VB into L plus MA is equal to W into L by 2 plus MB. But M and MB both are equal. That's why M and MB cancel each other. So VB is equal to W by 2. Similarly, the upward force is equal to the downward force. The upward force is equal to VA plus VB, and downward force is equal to W. VA plus VB is equal to W. So VA is equal to W minus W by 2. So VA is equal to W by 2. So that's why the VA and VB is equal to W by 2. Already you know in the strength of material in simply supported bending moment how to find out the reaction and how to find out the shear force at different position. After getting this reaction VA and VB W by 2, then you have to find out what is the shear force here and what is the shear force just right of C, what is the shear force just left of C, then what is the shear force at A. So because you see, so you have to consider, you have to take any one convention. The right side upward forces you take negative, and right side downward forces you take positive. This is the sign convention. Or also alternative, the right side upward force also you can take positive. That either anyone you have to choose. So here we will consider the right side upward forces you are negative, and the right side downward forces are positive. Because you know, if this is the section, so just the right of the section, upward forces are negative and downward forces are positive. So because this is the reaction here, so what is the shear force at B? The shear force at B, FB is equal to minus BB. Upward force, this is negative, minus W by B, W by 2. Then what is the shear force just right of C? Just right of C means this load you are not considering, excluding this load. So just right of C. So this is your remain constant up to right of C. The shear force is your remain constant. So shear force just right of C. So the shear force is equal to minus W by 2. This is your remain constant. Then what is the shear force? Just left side of C. When you are considering the left side of C, you have to take this load also. So this load is your downward force. So this is upward force. So this force is your negative and this force is your positive. Minus W by 2 and this is W. Minus W by 2 plus W. So the left side of C is equal to plus W by 2. Then what is the shear force at A? Because there is no force, there is no loading here. So the shear force is remain constant. So shear force at A is equal to plus W by 2. So this is equal to BA. Shear force at A is equal to plus W by 2. BA is equal to FA. This is the shear force value. So after getting the shear force value, then you can plot the shear force diagram, because here you see, so this is minus W by 2 at B. Then this is remain constant up to right side of C, minus W by 2. Then shear force just left side of C plus W by 2. So here this is suddenly changed and the value is here plus W by 2. Then again the shear force remain constant between these two, and at A is also plus W by 2. So this is the shear force diagram of the fixed beam when there is your present load W at the midpoint of the fixed beam. This is the shear force diagram. Then you know that is the point of contraflexure. So you have to find out the point of contraflexure here. I mean this distance you have to find out. So let us take this distance is x. So this distance is your L by 2 minus x. This, if you are taking this x, this is L by 2 minus x. And you know this ordinate is your WL by 8 and this ordinate is also WL by 8. So you take two similar triangle and find out what is the value of x. Because this is x by WL by 8 is equal to L by 2 minus x by WL by 8. Then after solving this equation, you will find out what is the value of x. So the point of contraflexure occurs at L by 4 from the both ends. So you will get x is equal to L by 4. So this distance is equal to this distance. This is the point of contraflexure distance. So this distance is equal to x is equal to L by 4. And this is also another point of contraflexure, and this distance is also equal to L by 4. So you are clear that how to find out the point of contraflexure? Because here, because this is two triangle means you have to find out only this distance where it changes side. So means you have to take this distance your x, means this distance is your L by 2 minus x. Then you take two similar triangle, this one, because this two angle is your same. So that's why, so x by this WL by 8 is equal to L by 2 minus x by this one, WL by 8. Then using this equation, then after simplifying this one, then you will find out what is the x distance. So you will get the x distance is equal to L by 4. This is the point of contraflexure distance. The point of contraflexure occurs at L by 4 from the both ends. Now you are clear that how to solve the fixed beam by moment area method. That first you have to draw the fixed free bending moment diagram, then fixed bending moment diagram. Then you don't know the moment at the both end, and using these two moment you have to find out the moment by using the moment area method. Then after getting the moment area, the moment at both ends, then you have to plot the final bending moment diagram or combined bending moment diagram. Then after taking both the loads and moments, you have to find out what is the reaction. Then after getting the reaction, then you have to find out the shear force at different positions. Then you have to draw the shear force diagram. Then you have to find out the point of contraflexure where the bending moment changes sign. These are the process. Then coming to another example. So here, this is the fixed beam with the uniform distributed load throughout the span. Uniform distributed load throughout the span. Here also, due to the symmetrical loading, the moment at both ends are equal. M and MP is equal to M. Here also you have to take first simply supported condition. then you have to draw the free bending moment diagram. So this is the simply supported condition, and this is the free bending moment diagram. But in the case of if there is present the uniform distributed load, then what is the moment, the maximum moment at the midpoint? You know that in simply supported bending moment, so the maximum bending moment at the midpoint is equal to WL square by 8, and the free bending moment diagram is your parabolic. The free bending moment diagram is your parabolic, and the maximum moment is WL square by 8. Already you know in strength of material in simply supported bending moment diagram. Then the next step is you have to take the fixed condition, and you have to consider the end moments, fixed end moments M and MB. Then by taking this moment, you have to draw the fixed bending moment diagram. But you don't know what is the moment. You don't know what is the moment. You have to take one arbitrary ordinate MA, but this case MA is equal to MB, because due to symmetrical loading, you will get the moment at both ends is your same. That's why you have to take this is your rectangle. If this is your unsymmetrical loading, then you have to take MA is your MA or MB, which one is your higher and which one are lower. You have to plot according to the given loading. But here, due to symmetrical loading, the bending moment diagram, the fixed bending moment diagram is your rectangle, as the MA is equal to MB is equal to M. And then you have to assume the free BMD is your positive and fixed BMD is your negative. Then by using the moment area method, that you have to find out what is the bending moment MA and MB, because the area of the free BMD is your A1 and area of the fixed BMD is A2. Only one equation is sufficient to find out the unknown, because here MA and MB is equal to M. That's why one equation is sufficient. If the loading is your unsymmetrical, so that case MA and MB both are unequal. So that case you have to use both the equation, moment area equations. A1 is equal to A2, and A1 x1 bar is equal to A2 x2 bar. But this case, due to symmetrical loading, only one equation is sufficient, and using that equation you can find out what is the value of MA and MB, because you know what is the area for this free BMT A1, because this is parabola. So parabola means what is the area? The area is your 2/3 into base into height. You know what is the area of the parabola? 2/3 into base into height. Base is your L and height is equal to WL square by 8. So 2/3 into L into WL square by 8. Then what is the area of the fixed BMT? This is M into L. MA is equal to MB is equal to M. So M is M into L. So M into L or MA into L is equal to 2/3 into L into WL square by 8. Then after simplifying this one, MA is equal to WL square by 12 is equal to MB. So here also you got the same moment WL square by 12, and this side is your WL square by 12 using the moment area method. Then after getting this moment, the final bending moment, you can plot the final bending moment, because M and MB is equal to minus WL square by 12. The moment at both ends is equal to minus WL square by 12. Already you have assumed the fixed BMD is negative. That's why you have to take here, after getting this one, the moment at the ends A and B, MA and MB is equal to minus WL square by 12. This is the moment. Then after getting this moment, you can plot the final bending moment diagram, because this is your this is free bending moment diagram. And what is the total ordinate? WL square by 8. This is the fixed bending moment diagram. And what is the ordinate? WL square by 12. This is negative and this is positive, and this portion is your cancel each other. This portion is cancel each other. So this, the remaining portion is the combined bending moment diagram or final bending moment diagram of fixed beam subjected to uniform distributed load W per unit run throughout the span. So this is the final bending moment diagram, and these 2 points is the point of contraflexure, and we have to find out what is the maximum positive moment at the midpoint. So this maximum positive moment at the midpoint, that you can find out because you know what is the total ordinate of the free bending moment diagram, WL square by 8, and you know this ordinate, this is your WL square by 12 negative, so WL square by 8 minus WL square by 12 is equal to WL square by 24. So this is the bending moment at the midspan of the fixed beam subjected to uniform distributed load. And here the moment, the maximum positive moment at the midpoint is your WL square by 24, and the maximum negative moment at both ends and B is equal to WL square by 12. So this is the final bending moment diagram. Then after then what you have to do? Then by considering the load and the moments, you have to find out what is the reaction. You have to find out what is the reaction at both ends, because what is the load is given W per unit term, and what is the moment you got, that is MA is equal to WL square by 12 and MB is equal to WL square by 12. This is the direction of the moment. So by considering these both moments and load, you have to find out what is the reaction at both ends, because here the load is symmetrical and the moment is also equal, same moment, means both are cancelled. When you are considering the moment, when you are taking moment about this side, taking moment about a VB into L, this is anti-clockwise moment, and this is MA is also anti-clockwise. VB into L plus MA is equal to, and due to this loading, the moment is your clockwise from the support A, W into L by 2. W into L by 2 plus MB. This is also clockwise moment. So by taking this equation, you can find out what is the reaction VB. Then after getting the reaction at VB, then by taking the summation of vertical force is equal to 0. VA plus VB, upward force, and this is downward force. So the upward force is equal to downward force. VA plus VB is equal to W into L. The total load is W into L. W per unit term, and for this load you are acting throughout the span, W into L. So VA plus VB is equal to WL, then VA is equal to WL minus VB. VB is WL by 2. So WL minus WL by 2 is equal to WL by 2. So this is the reaction at both ends. You know that is how to solve this one in strength of material simply supported beam. Because here in the case of symmetrical loading, there is no need to take the moment. Directly you take what is the load you are present, and this load divided by 2, because both the reaction will share half of this load. So simply you have to take WL, means this reaction here is your WL by 2, and here the reaction is WL by 2. But a complicated case, if the loading is not symmetrical, unsymmetrical case, you have to take the loading and you have to take the moments, then you have to find out what is the reaction, that case. But if there is you are having the symmetrical loading, so that case no need of taking the moment. Directly you can find out what is the load is present, and that load divided by 2 is equal to the reaction at both ends. Yes. So now you are clear that how to find out this reaction. Then after getting the reaction, then you can plot shear force diagram. So you have to find out the shear force value at different position. So what is the shear force at B? Then what is the shear force at midpoint? And what is the shear force at A? The shear force at B is equal to minus VB, right side upward force, minus VB minus WL by 2. Then what is the shear force at midpoint C? Because this is your upward force and this is the UDL, downward force. So this is minus WL by 2, and this UDL is also W into this distance L by 2. This is downward, means plus WL by 2. So minus WL by 2 plus WL by 2 is equal to 0. This is the shear force at C. Then what is the shear force at A? This is minus WL by 2, and this total load is your plus W into L. Minus WL by 2 plus W into L. So this is equal to plus WL by 2 is equal to the vertical reaction at A. Is equal to the vertical reaction at A. Then you can plot what is the shear force diagram. So here this is negative, and here the shear force is your positive, WL by 2. So this is your goes linearly, because there is you are having the uniform distributed load. If there is uniform distributed load, means the shear force diagram will goes in linear manner, and this is the shear force diagram. Then you have to find out the point of contraflexure. You have to find out the point of contraflexure. Here you see, this is the beam. You have to find out, because you know VB is your WL by 2 and MB is your equal to WL square by 12. Let us take a section at a distance x from the support B, and you have to find out what is the moment here. What is the moment here? Because you see at the point of contraflexure, the moment is equal to 0. That's why, so you take the moment at a distance x from the support B, and you have to equate this moment to 0, then you will find out what is the point of contraflexure distance. So here take the moment here, take the moment here. So the moment here is equal to Vp into x anti-clockwise, and due to this load the moment is clockwise, and this is the moment you are having directly, this is clockwise. So Vp into x, and the load due to this load W into x by 2 minus W into x by 2, and this is the moment minus m. Here you see Vp is your WL by 2 x minus Wx square by 2 Wx into x by 2 Wx square by 2 minus the moment WL square by 12. So this is the moment at a distance x from the support B. Support B, 3 BMT minus 3 BMT, or you can take directly by taking the moment. So this is the moment, but at the point of contraflexure, the bending moment is equal to 0. You know. Then just to take this is equal to 0, WL by 2 x minus Wx square by 2 minus WL square by 12 is equal to 0. And then x square minus Lx plus L square by 6 is equal to 0. So you have to take this is a quadratic equation. Then after simplifying, because you know what is the quadratic equation, ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. And what is the x value? X is equal to minus b plus or minus b square minus 4ac root over by 2a. This is the x value. X is x value. You will get 2x value. So here you see, solving the quadratic equation, you will get 2 value. X is equal to L by 2 plus or minus L by 2 root over 3. So one point of contraflexure is L by 2 plus L by 2 root 3, and another point of contraflexure is L by 2 minus L by 2 root over 3. Means this is one point of contraflexure. This is one point of contraflexure, L by 2 minus L by this one, L by 2 minus L by 2 root over 3. L by 2 minus L by 2 root over 3, and from this to this distance is your L by 2 plus L by 2 into root over 3. So this distance from the midpoint, what is the distance of the point of contraflexure? So this is equal to L by 2 root over 3. So from the midpoint, so you will get the point of contraflexure at a distance L by 2 root over 3 from the midpoint. Or from this side, you will get, because this is your L by 2 minus L by 2 root over 3, and this point of contraflexure is your L by 2, from this to this L by 2 plus L by 2 root over 3. So this is the point of contraflexure distance. You will find out by taking the moment at a distance x from the support B, and after equating the moment, you will get the point of contraflexure. 2 point of contraflexure occurs, they are equidistant from the center of the span, that is L by 2 root 3 from the center of the span. Now you are clear that how to solve the fixed beam when there is present the concentrated load at the midpoint of the fixed beam or uniform distributed load throughout the span.